Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, bootlickers, shills, debt slaves, search, peasants, vassals, minions, meat sacks, manufacturers. I'm useful at welcome. And I came across a chart recently that was very telling. And of course, we're in this era where Trump is talking about all the manufacturing jobs coming back to the U.S. and talking about all the factories that are moving back to the United States. And a lot of this doesn't seem to be true. And in fact, we're seeing the opposite. I did a video recently about all the companies that are U.S. companies that are doing work in China, and unanimously, all of them said they weren't going to be returning to the United States. And then, of course, we have situations like John Deere, who moved a lot of their manufacturing down to Mexico and are now facing a couple of $1 billion of losses due to tariffs, trying to bring their machinery back into the United States. But there's a chart, I'll post it below and you can check it out. But apparently 100,000 manufacturing jobs have been lost in the last year. And that's a pretty staggering amount. And I'm sure a lot more are on the way. And it really bursts the bubble of this idea that manufacturing is coming back to the U.S. and creating thousands of new jobs. And there's a broad spectrum of areas that are losing these manufacturing jobs. Of course, 100,000, if you spread them out all over these different sectors, it doesn't seem to be quite as much. But when you add them all up to 100,000 manufacturing jobs, that's a big dent. So we're talking about metals and minerals, all kinds of transportation like trucks and cars, food, chemicals, petroleum and plastic, computers, electronics, and electrical equipment and machinery, and then wood, paper, and printing, and then of course the always present other. But I just thought it was really a very, very telling chart. Once again, pointing back that it's going to be a Herculean effort to bring manufacturing back to the United States. We don't have a trained and skilled workforce anymore. We have younger generations growing up now that don't want to have anything to do with those kind of jobs. They want to get into tech and finance and social work and the like. And manufacturing is the last thing they're thinking of. I know there's a steel company in the United States, well, actually here in Seattle, and they're looking to hire, and they can't get anybody to work there, and they're paying $75,000 a year to start, and great benefits package, and they're not finding anybody to work there. And so, and then we have a lot of countries like China that offer so many incentives for American companies to stay there that even the tariffs are not going to keep them from staying in China, not moving back to the United States. So aside from all the headlines and Trump's bravado, manufacturing continues to take hits. Um, and I know Trump's trying to improve the economical environment in the United States for these companies to come back and giving them lots of incentives to do manufacturing here in the United States. But as all those companies in China said, the tariffs are not enough to sway them to leave China and all the advantages that they have operating in China. So anyway, if you're interested, check out the link down below and look at this chart. Pretty interesting and very telling. And then, of course, we have a lot of other headwinds in the economy right now, and this is another one that doesn't bode well. I'm Useful Idiot. Don't you be one too.